I have a confession to make. AI email templates suck. They are garbage. But I am going to show you exactly how to use them anyway to start conversations that turn prospects into paying clients. Now, this isn't about blasting generic emails and praying for responses. I'm going to reveal the small batch testing strategy that will prevent you from destroying your entire prospecting list in one stupid mistake. Plus, we're going to talk about the only goal that actually matters when prospecting through cold email. And I'm going to give you a hint. It is not closing deals. So you're going to get our exact email templates. I'm going to give you some subject lines, and I'm going to go over the step-by-step on how to use AI that writes better emails faster than you ever could manually. All that in store in today's video. So if you like this content and you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor. Hit the like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you could, leave a comment on this video. And I have a great PDF that Cameron and the team put together that I'm going to be giving out to anyone who leaves a comment on this video. So it's going to give you the checklist, the templates, the prompts, all the things we're going to cover in today. So if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment, and me or someone from my team will get that document over to you. It'll be part of a free training that we do. So we have a thing called the Smart AI Launch Lab. When you sign up for that free training, on the thank you page, there'll be a link to this document with a bunch of other documents as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. Again, the training to sign up for is free, so you don't have to worry about anything there. All right, let's dive in. I know for most of you, you probably didn't want to hear that AI email templates suck, or that email templates in general suck, right? Especially since, how many Smart Directory AI users do I have on here right now? Let me know in the comments. Because with Smart Directory AI, we give you a bunch of templates. But here's the reality. No template is ever going to be as good as an email you write yourself, specifically for your prospects in your voice, talking about your specific offer and situations. So the templates we give you with Smart Directory AI, and really any templates that you ever look at, should be viewed as a starting point. So you can get moving and start prospecting immediately instead of spending weeks trying to write everything from scratch. But the ones we include with Smart Directory AI are basic on purpose because only you know your prospects, your area, what you're trying to do with your directory site, and only you know how you actually talk. So you can just blast them out with adding any personalization, and sometimes that works, right? But if you make them sound the way you actually talk, they won't fall flat. They won't get ignored like every other cold generic email out there. And I mean, here's a little bit more bad news. We can't make them better for you, right? Only you can do that by testing them, tweaking them, and making them sound like they're coming from an actual human being who gives a damn about solving their problems. And I think this is a key point that I cannot hammer home enough in this training, that developing effective cold emails is a process. Okay, it is a process. It requires you to actually want to help the people that are out there and view them as real people, just like you're a real person. Just tear down all the marketing facade crap and just start realizing that you're dealing with actual people. You're an actual person. They have actual problems, and you have an actual solution that can help them. And if you start looking at it that way and then realizing that, look, you're not just going to have this down right out of the gate, then you're going to start to see things in a realistic way and view what you're doing in a realistic way and actually be able to follow what I'm going to lay out in this training and make real progress. I mean, I think you'll be surprised how fast you can make real progress. So before you start customizing those templates and hitting send, let's get clear on what success actually looks like. Can anyone here on this training tell me what is the only goal that matters right now? Anyone have an idea? What is the only goal that matters right now? before we dive into the mechanics of customizing emails and making them look good, you need to get crystal clear on what we're actually trying to accomplish here. Now, I'm gonna give you a couple of hints. The goal is not to get someone to claim their listing. Does that surprise you? Are some of you now like, wait a minute, what the hell is he talking about? It's not to get somebody to claim their listing. The goal is not to sell premium upgrades. Does that surprise you? And what if I told you the goal is not to close deals in the first email? I mean, those things are great. We love it when they happen, but they are not the goal right now. So what is the only goal that matters right out of the gate? Somebody says, get them to respond. Oh, I see Vincent. I don't know if somebody else. Oh, I see Mark got it at the very top. I see a bunch of people getting this. It's not getting leads. It's not RBI. Look, check this out. I'm going to share my screen here. This is the only goal that matters right now. Start a conversation. That's it. If someone replies back, no matter, even if it's just to say, tell me more, or yes, that information's or correct, or well, how does this directory thing work? If you are just able to start the conversation, again, even if it is simply them replying back that yes, that information is correct, you've already won, because that person has now raised their hand. They have stopped being a cold lead and they have become an engaged prospect. They have given you their attention, which, by the way, is the hardest part of this entire process. I mean, how many people on here right now have tried to use cold email and various prospecting methods over the years, and like just getting somebody to pay attention is like, you don't even know how to do it, right? You send out hundreds, thousands of emails. No one ever replies. Like, it just is like, you're just sending them into the big vast void, right? So just getting this conversation started, that should be your only goal. Now, the reason that I decided to focus on this training was because I've seen some people in the school group that are like, oh my God, somebody replied, yes, their information is correct. What should I do? Like they panic because somebody actually said, yes, they got a response. They got a win, but they're not clear, well, what happens next? So as we go through today's training, I'm going to show you how to handle that. Remember, if you realize they're a real person that just replied back and you're a real person, what would you do if you were talking to them face to face in some other type of situation and you said, hey, is this your business information? And they said, yes. Like, you'd have something else to say, right? Like, maybe you would just simply send them an email and say, hey, thanks for getting back to me. We're super excited to get this director off the ground. You're one of the initial members and businesses on here. Thanks so much for letting me know. Can you tell me a little bit more about your business? Like, what do you got going on? Any major things that you're facing? Like, just start a conversation, right? They're a real person. You're a real person. Let's build that relationship. Okay. All right. So, the other reason I started to talk about this was because I got some reports from some of our trainings that, people will post and say, hey, I'm not getting any results with Smart Directory AI. I've been sending out emails. I'm not getting any results. And then when our success coaches go in and have a call with them and we look in their sub account, they've got all these businesses replying. Like, there's, oh, yes, that information's correct. Yes, that's correct. No, that's not. Change this. Like, they have all of these replies in their conversation tab, but no one had claimed their listing. So in their mind, they were like, I'm not getting any success because no one is claiming their listing or upgrading to premium. But they were actually having success. They had got past the hardest part, which was just getting attention and getting the conversation started. Because once you've got that conversation started, you can move those prospects forward. You can answer their questions. You can build trust. You can guide them towards claiming their listing and eventually upgrading to premium, right? But none of that happens without the initial conversation. So does everybody understand all that? Can you let me know in the chat? I know we have a bunch of people on here. Everybody, let me know. Okay, because you need to be crystal clear about this, that if you are using Smart Directory AI and you start sending your emails, every reply, no matter even if it is just a simple, yes, that information is correct, is a victory. Every conversation is progress. And every person who engages with you is someone who can potentially turn into a paying customer. Now, this means for a good chunk of you, like me, you are going to have to give up the fantasy that once someone realizes you exist, they're just going to want to send you money. Okay. And I say that that is a fantasy because I see a lot of people that operate that way. They say, like, well, look, they said yes, their information is correct, but then I didn't do anything. And I just sent them a bunch of other emails about claiming their business and they didn't do anything. Look, that is just not the way the real world works, okay? The real world works on you putting in some effort to build those connections and letting those people know that they can trust you, that you have their best interest in mind, and that this thing that you're asking them to be involved in will be very good for them. And you're gonna make it good for them without asking for anything really upfront. Okay, so let's talk about how you can make sure you're actually getting those conversations started without destroying your entire list in the process. So this is something, pardon my cough there, that I call the small batch method. And regardless of whether you're using Smart Directory AI, which for those of you that maybe are watching this on YouTube and you're like, well, what is Smart Directory AI? Smart Directory AI is a software that I developed that allows you to create these local community business resource websites. And the way that we prospect for our AI marketing services is we reach out to businesses and let them know that we've given them a free listing. We lead with value. And then we use that interaction to start a conversation and eventually start talking to them about the various AI services that we have to offer. Now, a lot of people, when they see this method, they start thinking like, oh, this is going to be great because I'm just going to load, thousands of businesses into this directory. All these automations and emails are going to start going out and the money is just going to start rolling in right now. Boy, me more than anyone. I wish that is the way things worked. But again, we're dealing with a real business. This is a legitimate business model and it requires some effort on your part to make all of this work the right way. And if your plan is to just load thousands of people in and just send them through these automations without ever doing any actual thought into, well, how can I make them into a paying client? I'm just going to trust the automations to do everything. You're going to struggle. You're probably going to pick up clients because, yeah, that's a numbers game. But are you going to really get great clients? Are you really going to get clients that are going to pay you thousands of dollars every month, month after month? Not without trust and connection. So this small batch method will allow you to focus on quality over quantity, and it will also prevent you from blowing your entire list in one stupid mistake. Because when you're sending cold emails, you're basically running a live experiment with real people who could become real customers, okay? And the worst thing you can do is send 5,000 emails all at once with a subject line that sucks, an offer that nobody cares about, or a call to action that confuses people. Because once those emails are gone, they're gone forever. You can't get them back. You can't say, oops, my bad, better send a better version, right? That list is burned. So when you send in small batches, though, like we teach in Smart Directory AI, maybe only send 50 to 200 emails per week, you're giving yourself something that most marketers never have: the ability to see what's actually happening before you screw the whole thing up. Okay, so look, here is how it works. This is the outline of how you use this theory right here. The first thing you do is, let's say that you batch out 100 emails. So we're gonna take 100 prospects. I'm gonna send them my very first email in my free listing outreach system on, let's say, Monday, right? Well, you send them out on Monday. You don't send any more emails. On Wednesday, you check the numbers. Are people opening the email? If they're not opening the email, then your subject line is probably garbage. Are they opening the email, but no one is replying or clicking the link? Well, then the email copy isn't doing its job. So are they opening? Are they clicking, but they're not replying? Or like your offer might be off. Your call to action may be weak. Do you guys see what I'm getting at here? We're basing our optimization of our emails off the real data from real people, and we can adjust on the fly. So now maybe we rewrite the subject line for batch number 2. Maybe we tighten up the first paragraph. We change the entire angle of the email. Whatever it is, we're making small corrections based on what's actually working or not working instead of guessing and just hoping with fingers crossed for the best. Now, by the time you get to batch 4 or 5, you're going to have a dialed in email that's pulling responses like crazy. And this is how you turn mediocre campaigns into money printing machines, this little process. Now, the best part is you only have to do this process initially, right? Like once you get that subject line dialed in, once you get that offer dialed in, like now you can just run as many emails as you want, right? It's the old, I remember back in the days when I was first getting into online marketing, I remember them talking about like, look, the first thing you have to figure out is if I make an offer and I put $1 in and I only get 50 cents back, then I got to figure out how to fix that, right? But once I get an offer that if I put $1 in, I get $2 back, then the only thing I should be doing is how many dollars can I get to feed into that, right? Like Gary Halber, all the great copywriters talk about this. But the first thing you got to have is that offer that does that, right? That when somebody sees it, they're like, yep, I'm in. So for your cold email campaigns, you got to have an email subject line that gets attention and gets opened, right? You got to have email copy in there that gets replies. And it's different, again, for everyone, like different areas. Like it just, I wish I could just say, look, this is the email I send out to our people and it always works. Like you can use that as a starting point, but 95% of the time, even if you sent the exact email I did, it might not work as well because there's other factors at play. Our brand is a little more well-known. We have a lot more, we're a little more established, right? You may be brand new. Our email may not work as well because you're not as established in the thing, right? Does that make sense to everybody? So remember, small batches equal constant improvement equal better results equals more money in your pocket. It is as simple as that. Now, I mentioned, well, what do we do when somebody does actually reply? Well, what most people get wrong is they freeze up. Someone replies to their email, they say, yes, that info is correct, or no, here's the right info. Or maybe they even just say, hey, tell me a little bit more about this directory. And suddenly you're like in panic mode because you don't know what to say next, right? Here, let me just show you. Let me go into one of our sites and let me show you. So this is a site that I've just built and only use for training. I don't use this for actual prospecting, but I want to show you guys something here. This is like a lot of stuff I've been doing with testing the visitor. Let me load these down in here. So you can see there are conversations and things going on here. People replying, yes, that's information's correct, right? And this is just, I'm just using the crappy email templates. I didn't really do anything to optimize any of this stuff, but I want to show you like, look, even when people reply, a lot of people say, well, do I they're a little, I guess maybe the word is like, well, what do I do? Well, you go in, this is what HighLevel makes so easy. Right here in the conversation tab, if we find somebody that we want to reply to, then we can just go right into their contact and we can just reply to them. So we can just manually reply to them. Like, again, this is a warm lead, somebody who's raised their hand. Like, let's not get crazy about this, right? I don't know if I can find, where are they? I know I have some in here, but of course I can't find them right now. But anyway, you guys get the idea. So remember, again, respond like a real person. That's it. That's my big advice, right? This isn't the time to go into, I'm a big time marketer mode and I own a big agency, even though you've never had a client. Like I see so many people, they're trying to make themselves seem important when they've never had a client. They have no experience. Like, stop it. Stop doing that. Better to just be authentic and genuine. Or they start sounding like a salesperson reading from a script, right? This is the start of building an actual connection with someone who could become a great client. So talk to them like you genuinely care about their business, because you should. Ask them questions. Find out what's going on with them. Show some interest in helping them do better. You are not trying to close a deal with this message. You're just having a conversation with another human being who happens to run a business just like you do. Stop overthinking it. Be real, be helpful, and let the relationship develop naturally from there. Now, I want to make sure that you've got the technical stuff set up correctly so your emails actually get sent. So what I want to go over right now is how to use the brand new HighLevel AI email builder so you can write emails faster, set them up faster. I'm also going to show you some techniques with AI that will help you generate emails and even give you some emails that I was working on testing. I had some Smart Directory AI users test before this training that you can potentially try out yourself and do that as well. Yeah, I love it. Tim says, don't try and get married after one date. Right. That's right. That is exactly right? Like, I don't know, how do you operate in your actual life? If somebody just sends you an email, do you just open it up and be like, oh man, they're asking for money, let me just send it over? Like, my guess is no. You're probably like, well, is this person for real? Is this legitimate? This seems too easy. This is probably a scam. Like, you're probably more resistant than the people you're prospecting to, but you're expecting them to act different. And I know this is natural human behavior because, like, that's what we think. Like, they should know it's for me. I'm trying to do good. I'm a good person. Like, they don't know any of that, right? So I will talk about some of the ways we can build that trust, do those things in the emails as well. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you a couple things first. So one of the new features that HighLevel is rolling out. Now, this is currently only in labs, so you're going to have to activate this. Now, in the PDF that you're going to get, I go through all the steps to make sure how to make sure labs is activated, how to make sure the content AI is turned on. I'm just going to show you a little bit of this real quick, but you can refer to the PDF. Again, if you're on the training right now, you're going to get a link in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want this PDF, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, drop a comment. I will send you a link to sign up for my free Smart AI Launch Lab training that shows you how to get your AI business off the ground in 72 hours. When you sign up for that free training, on the thank you page, there is a link to a document that has this PDF and a whole bunch of others in it as just a free added bonus. So let's talk about this real quick. So I'm going to go over to my HighLevel account. I'm going to go into the agency view real quick because I just want to show you how to make sure the AI email builder is activated for your sub account. So again, this is currently in labs. So I'm going to go down here to settings at the very bottom, and I'm going to click on labs, which is here next from the bottom. And that's going to open up this page right here. Now, these are all the features that you have the ability to turn on and off and get early access to. Now, there's two tabs here, and a lot of people miss this. One is agency. So these are like the agency level things that are in labs that aren't live yet. And then there's the sub account. These are things that get activated in sub account. So if you'll see here in agency, this HighLevel desktop app, this is something new, right? So this is already live. You can see the little button. It says it right here, right? It gives you a little thing, tells you what it is, shows you that it's already live. Now, when you see something that's not live yet, like prospecting free tier in agency sub account. So this is going to be live in 5 days. So this is really great. So I did some videos on the HighLevel prospecting tool, right? And as you guys know, the free version of the tool is only available at the agency level. You can't have a free version in a sub account. But in 5 days, so on the 22nd of December, 2025, you will be able to have the free prospecting version of the tool available in your sub accounts. That's pretty neat. And then this shows you some other ones. Now let's go to the sub account because that's where the AI email builder is. So I'm just going to type in, and you can scroll through here and see everything that is currently in labs, what is live, what's not. I'm going to type in AI email. Oh, let me show it here. I'll just put in AI. So voice AI, expose system prompts. I got that. Start multi-group, dashboard. Oh, here it is. Email AI, right? So create stunning on-brand email templates in seconds with AI, complete with subject lines, visuals, and instant editing tools. So this is, you can see this is going to be live in 45 days on January 31st. But if you want to use it now and you have this in labs, all you do is you can you click activate the feature, and what will happen is it will pull up a list of all your sub accounts, and you just select the sub account that you want this feature to be active in and just click save. Now, I've already activated this in the sub account I want. So you can see it says enabled for specific sub accounts. This one I haven't activated for anything. That's why it says disabled. So this is how you turn on Labs features. Now, when I go into the sub account where I've activated this, email templates live under marketing. So I'm going to go over here in the left-hand menu to marketing, and I'm going to click up here in the top menu on emails, and you'll see right here is campaigns and templates. I'm going to click on templates, and you'll see because I have the AI email builder activated, normally you would only see this blue plus new button, but now I have this button that says create with AI. So I can either create my email templates in the traditional way, right, by clicking this, and I can use a blank template. I can use the templates they have. I can create from an existing campaign. Or now, because I've enabled this AI email builder, I can just click this, and now it opens up an email prompter so I can create a email template, okay? So let's create an announcement email. So I want to create an announcement email for my new local business directory site called, I'm just going to use my Vegas Thrive. And then I'll say it will feature the best local Vegas businesses around. And then I can say it gives, we'll say listings are free and give the business added exposure to local customers. All right. And then I'm just going to say generate template. Now, you guys saw the prompt I put in there, right? So now the AI builder is going to generate a template. And I could probably give it some, like style guidelines and things like that if I want, but I want to show you this. So look at this. I mean, I'm already loving this. List your business free. We can turn this into a link, right? Grow your local reach. Look, it wrote this copy. Welcome to Vegas Thrive. Now we can obviously switch out these emails. These images, we can do whatever you want, but look at this. Free listings to boost your local exposure and connect with customers. I mean, how awesome is this, right? And we can just name this Vegas Thrive announcement. It already gave it a name, and we just click save template. And now we have saved this template. So let's say that we wanted to add this template to one of our workflows. So we're like, look, you know what? We want to have emails that look like this versus plain text emails in our workflows, right? So now you've created your template, right? So let me show you how to add it to a workflow. Let me read this question real quick. Ryan, yes, you're right. So again, I need to be clear. I'm giving you guys a set of tools. I am not saying this is the best way to do it. Remember what I said in the beginning. How does this all work? You have to test it and try these things for yourself and see what works and doesn't work, okay? You'll notice our email templates for Smart Directory AI are pretty plain Jane, right? They're plain email text. We add a logo. That is what has worked for us. So you may want to test both of these and see. Some people may want to send something that looks a little more business friendly, right? So again, you have to look at your current situation, the type of email you're trying to send, and think about, well, what is going to work best, and try a few different things, okay? But I do wanted to give you guys the tools and the ways to do all this. So I'll even show you how to edit the templates in Smart Directory AI next, okay? So once we have our template saved, it's really easy to add it to a workflow. So if I go to automation, I'm going to go to the Smart Directory AI workflows. So remember, we have these broken up into outreach and systems. So I'm going to go into outreach. Let's say that I wanted to add this to my free listing outreach workflow. And let's say I wanted to use that template instead of the email number 2. Okay. I've created a new template, whether it's pretty like that or even if it's plain text. Well, I can edit and attach that template to this workflow by simply clicking on the email that I want it to be. It opens up this side window, and right here, there's a drop down for templates. And you will see all of the templates that you have access to. So I can just scroll down here, find the email template that I want. Here's the Vegas Thrive announcement. And if I just click that, now this template, this email will be sent with this on this day. Does everybody follow me there? See how easy that is to edit and change and do. So I don't want to, I'm just going to confirm that I don't want to switch that. Now, if I want to edit any of the email templates in Smart Directory AI, I can do that very easily as well. So if you go back to marketing, remember the email templates live in templates, and you'll see there's a bunch of folders. These are all the various emails. Here's the free listing outreach sequence in Smart Directory AI. So if I want to email the first email, if I want to edit the first email template, the second, the third, the fourth, I just go right here. I can click on one of these and I can edit this template right here. Again, you'll see like this one, I've added a logo to, I've added a little like a footer thing here. I go over all of this in the Smart Directory AI training. By the way, there's a whole video on customizing your emails, and I talk about this here. But let's talk about these first emails as well, because there is an email that goes out before that first one, and it is a warm-up email. So someone was asking about warming up your domain and deliverability and all that stuff. And again, this is another area where I think people really miss the boat when it comes to sending email, because everyone wants a hack, a tip, a trick that is just going to make their email get delivered. The only way to ensure that your emails get delivered and don't end spam is to write good emails that people want to read, that people open and reply to. If you do that, your email sending and all that will never be in jeopardy, okay? But that's not what most people want to do, right? Because that sounds like work. Like, that sounds like a lot of work. I'd rather just be able to find a hack so I can send whatever I want and I don't get penalized. It doesn't work that way, guys. And girls, we have to put some thought into this and actually try to send out valuable information, okay? So I want to talk about this test email, and I want to give you some variations that you can test and show you how I came up with these so you can use AI to do that as well. And you're not just sitting there going, oh, Tom said I should test different things, but what do I test and how do I come up with that, right? So this is actually the smart way to use AI to write email templates. So I'm going to go back to our document here. I'm going to come back to this video trick in a minute because that's later. And I'm going to go down here. I've got this email writing prompt in here for you. Okay, so this is a prompt that you can just pop into ChatGPT, right, and generate various emails. So I'm going to show you how to use this. So I'm going to copy this prompt. Yep, there we go. I'm going to go over to ChatGPT. I'm going to pop this prompt in. So it says, act as a world-class sales copywriter who deeply understands buyer psychology. I want you to write a persuasive outreach email for a local business directory. Now, you can, again, you would want to customize this prompt. And don't just say local business directory. I want you to write a pervasive outreach email for my Vegas local Thrive business directory. The goal of this email is to get business owners to reply and confirm that their business information is correct and up to date. The audience is local business owner, right? Like, and if your audience is home service businesses, you would edit this part to say the audience is home service businesses. Like, get as specific as you can in your prompt, okay? Now, again, that depends on what you're trying to do. And then let me take this out because I knew it copied that. The audience is local business. Here's the email writing prompt. Write 3 versions of the email in different tones. You could even put an existing email into this prompt and say, rewrite this email based on this prompt. And it will do this to it. Like, it'll take an email you've already written and just give you different variations. But we're just going to do this. And then I'm just going to go. And now it is going to pop out 3 email variations. One is an emotional and storytelling based email, right? So a quick check to help customers find you. Last week, someone in our community was searching for a business just like yours. They found your name, clicked, and then hesitated. Not because your business isn't great, but because one small detail didn't line up, a phone number, a category, a missing detail that made them wonder if they were in the right place. That's why we're doing a quick accuracy check for businesses listed in, and then it already put in the custom code, right? So there's version number 1. Here's a data-driven and logical. So you could take these 3 emails and you could send one, and based off what happens, you could say, well, let's test all 3 of these, each one to a list of 100 prospects and see which one performs best, right? Now, again, you're using our small batch method and you're basing your actions and what you're doing on real data-driven results. You're not just guessing or thinking that you know best. Because I will tell you, over the years, I thought this will never work, but I'm going to try it anyway. And when I tried it, it was the best performing thing. So my judgment, like I don't really know what people want or what they'll do or what they'll relate to. I think I do. I think I'm smart, and that gets in my way. So always test and go based on the data. Try a bunch of different things. Send out 5 different emails and then use the best performing one, right? Like that's always the best way to go about doing this kind of stuff. So this will give you a way to start here. Now, I want to give you a couple of other little tips on this as well. So let's say that I want to just start with this email and rewrite it a little better. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over here to ChatGPT. I want to show you how to do this too. So I'm going to copy in my email, and then here, let's do this first. I like using this little microphone because I prefer to talk rather than type, but I'm going to give this a prompt and we're going to see where we're going to go with this. So I just want to show you this process. So here's what I'm going to do first. Hey, I want to write an email that is going to tell people about my brand new Vegas Thrive local business directory. Businesses get a free listing on it. It's going to help them get added exposure in the community to Vegas consumers. We're only adding local Vegas businesses, no big box change, anything like that on the directory. And again, the listing is free. They don't have to do anything to claim it. Can you give me a bulleted list of all the possible benefits that a business would get from being listed on this local directory site? Now, I may even copy things from my directory site. Like, you know how on our Smart Directory AI site, here, let me go back here. On our Smart Directory AI site, we've got a page that shows like what's in our premium listings versus what's in our free listings. So here, let me go to the pricing page here. So I could copy all of these things, right? And say, look, if they upgrade to premium, here's everything they get. Tell me all the benefits they get from this stuff, right? So I'm just going to let ChatGPT give me the information. So first I'm going to say, look, okay, absolutely. So now here it goes. It gives me this big list of benefits. These are very generic. Now, I'm not worried about writing tone. I'm not worried about writing style right now. I just want a list of all the benefits, okay? So now it gives me all these benefits. Now I can say, okay, these all look pretty good. So I'm going to tell it now, I'm going to start putting it into direct response copywriting mode. Watch this. Okay, take all of those bulleted benefits that you just listed, and I want you to put on your hardcore direct marketing response hat. And I want you to rewrite every single bullet in a hardcore direct response marketing style that will just make people salivate to be listed on my directory site. Now I'm going to add this here, and now it says hardcore direct response hat on, right? And so now it will rewrite these all in a direct response copywriting. So you'll see we're getting better, right? We're moving in the right direction. Okay, so now I could go through here and pick out the ones I like. Like I could say, I like number 1, I like number 4, I like number 5, whatever, right? So, or I can let ChatGPT pick. So now I'm going to take that email that I copied from our template, right? Our generic template. So here it is. So here's the generic template that I copied from Smart Directory AI. Now I'm going to tell ChatGPT, watch this. I want you to pick out the 5 best benefits that you just wrote from that list. And I want you to rewrite this email in hardcore direct response writing style using those 5 benefits that would get someone to open the email and actually respond, letting me know their business information is correct. That's the call to action. And also give me 3 different subject lines I can test along with the email. And now I'm just going to run and let it do this, right? So now I've given it the template, and I love how it butters you up. So nice to me, ChatGPT. So here are the 5 strongest benefits below, it says. And then it has now rewritten this email using those things. And it gives me 3 different subject lines to test. So is everybody with me here? Do you see how we're able to start very generic and slowly move it doing what we want it to do? And instead of sounding like AI generated crap and garbage, these emails actually start to sound really good. Now, as you gain experience in this, you're going to look at some of these emails and go, oh, well, I don't know, I maybe would say this a little different. Then we could say, rewrite this in my tone of voice or rewrite this in this tone. Now we can start even customizing it even more that way, right? Here's 10 emails I wrote personally, rewrite this in my own voice. So we're just using it to get in that direction. Now, when I was doing this, working up to this training, I had an idea of like, well, one of the things that I see a lot of people do that is kind of like, it's a big no-no in copywriting, is they always start their emails talking about themselves, which is natural, right? Like you want to give the person a reason to listen to you. So you think the way to do that is to start telling them all about you. So when I see a lot of emails that people have customized for their directory sites, they always start off talking about the directory. Hi, I'm with Vegas Drive, and this is blah, 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 all about the directory. Well, guess what? The person getting that email doesn't give a shit about your directory or anything about you. They are, pardon my language there, guys, they are only interested in what's in it for them. This is the number 1 rule of copywriting, especially direct response. They are only interested in what is in it for them. They do not care about you. So when you are sending out correspondence like this, the first thing you have to do is grab them and say, look, this is what's in it for you. This is why this is important to you. And then you tell them about you. Okay. So yeah, I got naughty. I'm on Santa's naughty list. So let me show you what I put together for you guys. So back in our email template, let me show you this in our PDF. I'm sorry. I've got 2 new first email versions. Okay. And you'll see what I did was I kind of took what ChatGPT gave me here. And I did this in another window. And I thought, well, instead of talking about me, like instead of saying right at the beginning, I'm reaching out because we're building a brand new local community resource, which is blah, 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 right? I thought, well, what if I just started by asking them if their business information is correct? So you'll see that this new email, that it starts off with, this will take less than 10 seconds. Then it says, reply yes, my info is correct, or reply no and include the updated info. So my thought process here is if the subject line for this email, and I give you some subject lines down here, if the subject line for this email is their business name, is this, or quick question about, and it has their business name in it, right? And they open up that email and this is the opening. This will take less than 10 seconds. Okay, they're going to keep reading. Reply yes, reply no. Well, and they're going to kind of peripherally, they're going to see that all of this is going to be their personal business information. So as they're reading this, they kind of see all their business information down here. So they're going, well, what is all this? So they're going to, I think, at least keep reading to this part. And okay, this is the business info we have. And then I say, okay, here's why I'm reaching out. My name is Bob, I'm doing a directory, and all I need you to do is reply yes and let me know that that information is correct or changes. Okay, so that's email version number 1. Version number 2, okay? This is a little kind of rewrite of that about, look, here's the thing. Right now, your business info is live online for everyone to see. Again, what's in it for them? Their business info is live right now online. When a business owner hears that, they're going to want to make sure it's correct. And then when you say, and honestly, I have no idea if it's right or completely wrong. Here's what we've got showing. And again, this is their custom information. Then we're in, if that's correct, just reply yes. And then again, here's why I'm reaching out. So we're talking all about them in the beginning and only about us in the end. Is everybody with me there? Now, I wanted to test these. So I reached out to some Smart Directory AI users, 2. I reached out to more, but only 2 actually got back to me with their results. So Storm and Norman Thomas and Dorn Brenton each were gracious enough to test these two emails and various subject lines for me. And I just wanted to share their results. And then I'm going to go over to wrap up this training exactly why I tested this in the way I did so that you can understand the process and be able to fix these things when it happens to you. Okay. And yes, there's no links, just reply. That's on purpose. That is strategic. That's from our initial Smart Directory AI email strategy. We don't put any links in the first email because it gives us better deliverability. And because replies are what the email service providers look for to determine spam or not spam, we want to get as many replies as possible, right out of the gate. So that's all part of our overall strategy, which I cover inside the Smart Directory AI training and all that stuff. But let me show you their results. So I made some notes. So I can't remember who, tester 1 is Dorn. Tester 2 is Norm. So Dorn sent 50 emails using, I can't remember. Email number 1. So Dorn used email number 1 that starts right with, this will take less than 10 seconds. Okay. He sent it to 50 prospects. His delivery, he got 47 delivered. He had a 0 bounce rate. 26 of the 50 opened. So by the way, that is a 52% open rate. That's pretty damn good, right? And he got 2 replies. So 52% open rate. And his reply rate was 4% right out of the gate. He started Friday at noon. He only sends emails from 8 to 5. So he had another 50 set to go out on Monday, but I haven't heard from him on what that is. And then he's got the second email set up to test to go as well. So now this could be improved even further, right? Like we could make adjustments based on this information. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Norm sent out 150 emails. He had 9 responses. He didn't tell me what his open rate was, but he had almost a 5.7% reply rate, which for those of you that don't know, to put this in perspective, the cold email reply rate is super low. I think it's 5% or less. And so these are already doing really, our open rate, I think, is 5% or less, let alone reply rate. So these are already doing really well. And Norm said he sent email 1 with subject line 3. So he used email 1 that starts, this will take less than 10 seconds. And he used this subject line down here. Your business info might be wrong, takes 5 seconds to check. Okay. So I've included these 2 templates in here for you guys to test as well. I would love it. Your action steps would be to test these and then message me and let me know, or email me, tom@offlinesharks.com. Let me know what type of response rates you get with these. I would love to hear that. But let's talk about how I figured this out. Like, how did I know what to test and what to do? And how do I know based on the data I'm getting what I should be changing and what I shouldn't? Okay. So in this PDF, I have another little section here called When Things Aren't Working, Here's What to Check. Okay. Now, here's the deal. There are only 3 things that can be causing a problem with cold email. It's either the offer, the message, or the list. That's it. So whenever something isn't working, you usually start with the offer, right? So how do you know which thing to go, right? Well, look, if people are opening the email but they're not responding, then your call to action, your offer is not good. If people aren't opening the email, then your subject line is off. If people are opening the email and they're replying, right, but maybe you think the numbers are low, like then you want to look at the offer, those types of things. Does that make sense to everybody? So if it's the offer, think about these things. Is what you're proposing actually valuable to these people? If your offer sucks, nothing else matters, right? Next, take a look at the message. Is your subject line boring? Does your email sound like a robot wrote it? Are you getting to the point or are you rambling, right? People are short on time. They don't need a big, long explanation. That's why I love this email template, because this will take less than 10 seconds, right? Like we're not beating around the bush. We're getting right into this. Okay. And finally, check the list. So a lot of people overlook the list, but are you emailing the right people? Because if you're pitching restaurant owners and your list is full of dentists, you're like done from the start, right? So list quality is way more important than most people think. So I know, again, to go back to kind of some of these myths and fallacies that we're breaking up about cold email, another big one is that I can just use AI to scrape a list of leads, and that list is going to be awesome. If I scrape a list of 1,000 leads using AI and I send them a cold email, I'm going to make $1 million. Like, that list may be total garbage. Like, you may have the best email in the world, but you're sending it to such a crappy list of people that nothing is ever going to work, right? Imagine you have a list of 1,000 people, but nobody even has $1. Like, let's say that they're not even business owners, and you're sending them an email about being on a local business directory site. Like, your email may be the best email in the world, but how many of those 1,000 people are going to respond? Zero, because they don't even have businesses, right? The list is crappy. Well, when you're just scraping leads, I hate to break this to you, but most of those lists are not the best. That's why I always recommend putting in a little more effort and actually looking at the businesses that you interact with, the businesses that are already paying for advertising and media in your area, and using that list to prospect, because even though that list is smaller, it is way better quality. Everybody with me on that? So think about that. Like, when you're not getting a response, like, what is this? Like, what gives you confidence that this list you're sending to is even good? So that's a big thing to look at. All right. So those things will help you immensely. All right. So again, inside the PDF, you guys have everything here. I've got all the stuff about the goal. I've got how to do the small batching. That's very, very important. When I see messages from people like, I've sent 2,000 emails and I haven't got a reply, I think, well, why have you sent the same email 2,000 times? If you didn't get a reply in the first couple of hundred, why did you just keep sending it? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, right? So batch your emails out. 100, 200 at a time. Like, give it some time. Stop trying to be in such a rush. Give it a day or two so you can see if it's getting opened and if it's getting replies, so that you can make adjustments and then move forward. Okay? Do it with real data from real people. Don't just wing it and think you know best, or don't even listen to what I'm telling you to do. If you test something and it goes against what I'm saying and it works, use that. Like, you should always be doing that over just taking the advice that you hear from everybody. Okay. There's the section in here on when they reply yes, what to do next, plus how to use the HighLevel builder. Oh, I wanted to show you this real quick, the video Loom link, because, we have another prospecting method, or a thing that we do, where we create little Loom videos and we send those to prospects. So I want you to, and then there's the things aren't checking. We got all this. Okay. So let me talk to you about this real quick. I want to just, for all of you Smart Directory AI users out there, I want to paint a picture of a prospecting flow that will, if you just do this and follow through, will deliver a paying client. I feel pretty confident in this. Now, it is not all automated. You're actually going to have to do something. Okay. But if you do this consistently, I feel like there's no way you can't get an actual client. So here's what the process looks like. You add a business to your directory. Let's just start with one business. You see a business out, a plumber that you're like, oh, let me check. And you notice that plumber doesn't have a chat widget when you got home that night and look. So you add that plumber to your directory and you send him out the email that says, hey, I just want to make sure your information is correct. And let's say that plumber replies back, yes, my information is correct. Okay. Now what you do is you reply to the plumber and you say, hey, awesome. Thanks for confirming your listing. I've set up the listing and here's the link so you can go check it out. Let me know, do you have a logo or a picture you want me to add? Send it to me and I'll add it at no charge. I'll help you get the listing looking good. What am I doing here? I'm building the relationship, right? I'm not trying to go in for the kill right out of the gate. I'm just letting them know I'm a real person. I see he's a real person. She's a real person. We're just trying to get it going. So let's say the plumber says like, oh, I don't like this image. You could add this image. You could do that, right? Or maybe I just take it upon myself to pretty up the listing for him. And I could, or them, and I could say, look, I really appreciate you getting back to me. So many businesses just don't respond. I think they think because it's free that I want something, or there's some hidden agenda, but there's not. And to show you that's the case, I just went ahead and filled in your listing. I added some photos. I've punched it up. I've made it look really good. My whole goal here is just to help local businesses get more exposure with consumers in the area. Here's a link, check it out. Just make sure everything looks good. If there's anything you want me to change, email it to me and I'll change it. Now we wait a couple days and we see if he responds, right? Maybe he says, oh, that looks great, or no, change out this picture, right? Now we respond back with a little video. And we say, hey, I just wanted to shoot a quick video. I made the changes that you asked me to make, or thanks for letting me know the listing was good. But I did want to point something out to you that I noticed when I was setting up your listing. I noticed that you don't have a way for people to interact with you 24/7. Your competitors do. Look, here's one of your competitor sites. I could actually help you put one of these, an AI widget on your site that will answer the calls 24/7. So do you see how we led into that? So we started a conversation, we led with real value, and then we send him a video, a personalized video, which he is going to click that link because we've been interacting, we've built trust. Hey, I shot a little video, something I found that I think you should fix, right? So now we have our Loom video. So the little Loom video trick that I want to show you is when you have an email template, like, let me go here to marketing. I'm going to go to emails and I'm going to go to templates. I'm going to just go to that template that we created already. I don't know where it is at. Where is that one? Oh, there it is. This Vegas Thrive announcement template. So when I send him let's say when I reply to him, and it doesn't have to be all pretty like this, like it could just be a plain text template as well. Actually, here, let me do that. Let me just go here, create a blank template. I'm going to use the design editor, okay? And it's going to pop this up. And I don't have to make this all fancy. I can just pop in text here, right? Like I want a heading, and then I can pop in a divider, and then I can pop in more text. So this is where I would put in, hey, I want to show you something. And now let's say I want to put my Loom video link in. So all I do is go to the video element. So let me click on, oh, nope, sorry, guys. Where did that go? Oh, I lost it. I didn't mean to, actually here, it won't let me go back. It must be this one. Okay. So one of the things in the elements is there is a video button. And why does it keep doing that? Why do I not see the video button? Hold on. New templates. There's image, button, oh, video. Okay, so if I just drag this video element over here and I want it to be above this, right? If I go here and one of the options is to select Loom. And now I can paste my video Loom link here and it will show up here. Here, let me do this real quick. Let me just find, I have an actual video where I do like, I'm prospecting AI chat widget. So let me find that one. Oh, here it is right here. So I'm just going to copy this Loom link, right? And then if I just paste this right here, I select Loom from the dropdown, and then I paste my Loom video link here, you'll see that it adds a GIF or GIF, depending on how you say it. And you can see there I am down in the corner. That's a little trick I do when I shoot the videos. I wave when I start talking so that when I add it to the email like this, they see motion when they open it. So now you don't even have to create that. HighLevel just does it for you. Pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. And so again, that is in this PDF, along with what to do when things aren't working, the email writing prompt, the 2 new emails to test, all of that stuff as well, the 4 subject lines. You get it all right in here. Okay, look, again, if you enjoyed today's training and you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, drop a comment. Me or someone from the team will get you a link to my free Smart AI Launch Lab training. On the thank you page, you'll find a link to this document, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Plus, you'll get my free training showing you how to launch your AI services business using the strategy that I'm talking about in this training, using a directory site, using it as the outreach method, how to automate all of that for free. So make sure you do that. Again, everybody, thank you for watching today's training. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want the PDF, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment. Me or somebody from the team will get you that PDF. I really appreciate all of you staying till the end of this video, watching the training. Have a great rest of your week. Stay safe. If you have questions, You can reach out to support@offlinesharks.com or ask in the Facebook group. Again, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, drop a comment. I'll get you the free training and then you can get access to the bonus stock. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe. Practice aloha.